A story of a boy, a curious dreamer, a careful boy, with a head filled with thoughts, concerns, and ruminations. You had lots of inner ongoings, but you didn't really express any of your feelings, 'cause feelings don't matter, you've been taught. Eat it up and move on. In school, you've learned that Dagestan experienced a lot of conflict. The fighting spirit is in us, they said proudly. For you, though, it meant a silent fear of getting into fights, a fear of getting picked on. Throughout your upbringing, you were regularly hearing about terrorist bombings. You were fearing that something like that would happen to your family. You were panicking every time any one of them would come home with an unexpected delay. Such an environment you grew up in, unsafe, uncertain. Some events made you feel so small and incapable. Look, I can't even speak, as if your psyche said, help me, care for me. What the psyche didn't know was that the psychological help would not show up. But how could it show up in an environment that instead created a problem? A slight speech disfluency would be labeled as a weakness, and showing weaknesses was unacceptable. So that stuttering that you've got going on, stop it, hide it. This led to overthinking and a fear of doing wrong around others, fear of judgment, hesitation and doubt constantly in the back of your mind, anticipation of letting people down, seeing that disappointment on their faces. This created a feeling of being a disappointing human being. Your family moving to Sweden gave you new hope, new life. But uncertainty was still in the air. Your family received a rejection for the asylum application. They wanted to send you back, but you couldn't go. You had to cancel your studies. You go underground. This situation gave you time to reflect, to think differently about life. All challenges fueled your life with empathy, compassion, and understanding. You are just part of this bigger story, this whole organism, this universe that existed long before you and that will exist long after. Eternal consciousness that wants to evolve, explore, and advance. You are just part of this underlying meaning, just one of many beings with consciousness and intelligence. All problem solving, all advancements, they all emerge from human potential and human potential needs an optimal environment to flourish. Such a culture grew up in, a hierarchical mentality, a place with disenfranchised people living in bad social structures and experiencing economic hardships. This hurts us all in the end. Your mind reconciled the fact that your stuttering was only one of many utterances of our flawed society, a suboptimal environment. You realized that there is nothing wrong with you. You just yearned to be cared for and helped to go through struggles. You told yourself, there is nothing wrong with me. The wrong is in our systems that can't provide us with what we need. This was your therapy session. It all came full circle, as if it was all put in place for you to discover the root cause of your and our world problems. Your struggle was just one of many expressions of a need for change. And that's when you discovered the story of Mondragon from the Basque region of Spain. It all started when people desired to help themselves out of a desperate post-war situation. They pulled together their resources and started developing enterprises that would fulfill their needs. Democratic ownership of the enterprises allowed everyone to develop prosperous lives with dignity and autonomy, investing profits sustainably back into communities and nature. You were thrilled to discover various examples of cooperative communities across the world. You were excited, your mind kept going. So this cooperative and decentralized model can be adopted anywhere in the world, especially in developing countries where it is needed the most. Examples like Mondragon and the decentralization movement show us a way out. People need to know that we can mobilize and coordinate ourselves in a new way in order to fulfill our needs. We can create our own systems, our own societies. We can create a system that belongs to our collective intelligence, a collective brain that, just as our brains, is made up of networks that work together to shape optimal development of our world. You know, I'm so grateful for your realizations, your existence, your experiences. This is our story. This is my story. I was that boy, a curious dreamer with a head filled with thoughts, concerns, and ruminations. These inner ongoings have finally found a way to be expressed. Because now I know that what I think and feel can make a difference. And what once was seen as a problem was actually a gift, a necessary glitch to initiate an upgrade of the system, an upgrade to Eudaimonia.